Alexa, play Alana Davis.
Shuffling Songs by Alana Davis on Amazon Music.
Hey friend, welcome back to my channel. It's Shay from The Sleepless Planner, and if you're new here, I hope that you will enjoy today's video and that you will consider subscribing. I thought I would share some hand lettering content with you guys. Many of you have complimented my hand lettering or have asked me questions over on Instagram about how I do it and how I learned. Quickly, I will tell you that the way that I learned was by lots and lots and lots of practice and lots of video watching on YouTube. I like hand lettering because it takes focus. You have to focus on each and every single stroke in order to achieve the look that hand lettering requires. The upstrokes have to be thin and the downstrokes have to be thick. So it sort of goes against how we would naturally write, which is why you should realize that hand lettering is more like drawing than like writing. And once you've convinced yourself of that, then you can stop trying to write it and instead take all of your focus in trying to draw each letter out. You're going to be pressing down hard for the downstrokes to create the thickness, and then you're going to release your pressure in the upstrokes to create the thin. I've been living with anxiety and depression for many years now. Now, I'm not trying to be mysterious. It's just that I am pretty sure that I had been living with anxiety and depression. I was going to call it dang-anxiety. I kind of love that. I just came up with that. Okay. I'm pretty sure that I was living with anxiety and depression for longer than before I was diagnosed. And I felt relieved. I mean, I'm not going to lie, I felt sad when I was diagnosed with it, but I also felt relieved that there was an explanation for how I had been feeling and how I had been reacting to my feelings in terms of getting sick. I was in the hospital one time where I thought I was having an asthma attack, and I refused to believe what the doctor was telling me in the emergency room. He was telling me that I was actually having a panic attack. And it's so crazy how your feelings can literally make your body sick. But believe it or not, guys, even then, at that point, with a medical doctor telling me that I was not having an asthma attack, I refused to believe it. I didn't, try to get any help or counseling or anything like that. I was extremely successful in my job as a manager at the time, and I was doing all the things, and I, was one of the top managers in my district, and I was kind of a big deal, maybe in my own mind, but whatever. I think I've earned the right to say that I was good at my job, and I just couldn't believe that that's what it was. I had been suffering with bronchitis, and in hindsight, I think that I told myself that it was the bronchitis and that it was a misdiagnosis. But fast forward to many years later, that doctor was right. And I was able to find a counselor before my daughter was born, actually. Find a counselor that I really loved. And we talked about depression and anxiety, and I was able to accept it. And that is why I say that I've been living with anxiety for many years, because I think that when I wasn't accepting it, then I was suffering because I couldn't do anything to help myself. because I refused to admit that it was happening to me. But once I was able to accept that this was part of me, part of who I am, then I could live with it. And that doesn't mean that it doesn't feel like suffering sometimes. Trust me. I can struggle to leave the house to pick up my daughter because my anxiety feels like so much, like putting on the boots and the coat and the mittens and all the things in the winter. That feels like too much. I'd rather just stay home. And that can push my anxiety to no end. But I'm so grateful that because I live with it, I'm able to get through those moments where my brain is telling me that I can't, but I'm somehow able to push my body and say, yes, we can. And part of that is tools that I use to help center my brain. And hand lettering and drawing are major components of the tools that I use to help me. When I'm feeling most anxious, something creative is what helps to train my brain to do the thing that it's supposed to be doing, which is on the paper. And so I can refocus my thoughts on something more positive and focusing on myself, on having a positive internal conversation with myself and reassuring myself and enjoying something. It's okay to take time that you need to pay attention to how you're feeling and check out from the things that are stressing you out. So I hope that this video is helpful to someone out there that might be feeling the way that sometimes I feel. Being anxious and being depressed is hard. And then having to do all the things on a day-to-day basis can be even harder when you are feeling like you're being attacked by your brain. But you can do it. So I hope that you feel inspired. I hope that you feel that you can give yourself permission to take time for yourself and focus on breathing, and you'll be okay. See you next time, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.